Hey everyone, Josh here with Fresh Start Customs, and today the S1 just got a whole lot easier to use. They officially released the Beta 2.0 software. I'm super impressed with it. I'm going to be showing you guys a little bit of the software changes that you can find easily for settings. I mean, it just makes this machine so much more usable in my opinion. No more like test grids. I mean, you can still do test grids for material that isn't listed, but it's going to save you so much time. From what I understood in their live stream, they put 20,000 hours worth of work into this. I did notice that a lot of the material settings for cuts are pretty similar, so you still may have to tweak some stuff, but this gives you a real general good idea, and it prints right away. So you may have seen this come into frame. This is the first thing that I tested on the Beta 2.0. As you can see, cut right through. This is just Baltic birch. And then I just remade a coin that I made that metal coin of. If you've seen my previous videos, turned out really well. I just shrunk it down by a lot just to print it off super fast. But overall, their settings look great. The one thing that I would do is probably speed up the speed just a smidge to get less of a kerf. Right now, if you can see, that kerf in here is pretty loose, and the same thing happened on this material, but this material wasn't listed. I did use the Baltic birch settings that by default, and because pretty much all the settings across the board for all wood that I've seen or clicked on that look similar were about the same. So with all that out of the way, as you can see, I made this gaming stand here with a material that isn't listed, I've never used. It was as simple as just clicking Baltic birch because it was a close material. I did a test square cut. It worked perfect. It was a little bit of a char to it. I could have sped it up, but I was in a hurry. I just wanted to print it off. So if I wanted to make the kerf tighter, obviously I may speed up the speed a little bit or adjust the slots more. I did make the adjustments how I normally do, and the kerf was a little bit loose. But overall, all I got to do is glue it together, but it is holding right now with no glue. But I would want to glue this project because it is slightly loose to my liking. But other than that, as far as a simple click and print, that makes it way easier than like printing like a 20-minute test material settings. This makes it a lot more user-friendly. It just takes your ability to use it quickly up and running in advance way easier. So what I mean by all that is if you don't have to worry about kerf, you just pop in a material that's flat, hit print, and then you don't have to worry about it. Now, if you do have to worry about kerf, you may have to still mess with some settings, get the settings that you dialed in that you like, but at least you have a really easy starting point now. And I'll show you what I mean with the software here. Before we jump into the software, I do want to let you know that they are going to be having a sale on the S1 starting the day that I drop this video, and then it's going to go slightly past St. Patrick's Day. So if you're looking to get an S1 machine, go ahead and check out the links in the description below. It's our affiliate links. It helps the channel. With all that out of the way, let's go ahead and check out the actual software of this. I'll show you some prints of both this thing here and this thing here. I'll speed it up, and you can see all of those here coming up. Other than that, I hope you enjoy this video, and then we're going to dive into the software right now. Alright you guys, so this is xTool's 2.0 beta software. I'm going to quickly show you guys just a real quick look at it, and then I'm going to do a whole different video in depth of just this software in general. But in this video, we're going to be focusing on how easy it is to find settings. So real quick, this is the home screen. You're going to have a new project button here under recents or up top, and then you can open up a project from your computer there. Super basic, super easy. Your username will be in the top left corner. Pre-made projects will be down below. So for this, I opened up from my computer this project here. If you click new project, it'll just come up with a blank screen instead of your design. This is all cut settings here, so it'll be an actual cut. You can select cut or score from the top right corner here. I already have cut selected. And then what you can do is you can select your material right here by clicking off of your design. So make sure you're not clicked on it, or else you'll get all of these. Click off of it here. You can click this drop down and you can select from a list of whatever material you're cutting on. Like I said, they put 20,000 hours into this. So this is way more detailed, way easier now. I'm going to show you why it's way easier. Let's say you don't like any of these settings. We're going to click on more. And then they've got an entire material list here, like a huge amount. You can filter out by your machine. It auto-filtered my S1. You can click on filter manually, and then you can select your machine. So let's say you have the F1 and the 10 watt. You can select that, click apply, and it'll show everything that'll work for that laser head. I'm going to keep it on the S1 because that's my machine. We're going to scroll through, and let's say we're going to cut this on black acrylic. We'll click on black acrylic. It's going to load an image of a pre-test cut here for you and what worked for them. So this is the recommended value. It's always going to have the recommended value selected. So let's just go off of that. Right now, my design only has cuts, so I'm going to make sure it's a cut setting here. But you can click score, engrave, etc. depending on what your design is going to be. But we're going to import the cut settings here and choose open. And then when you have that opened, it'll show up right here. And when you click on your design, you can see that those settings changed to the exact setting that was in the last tab that we had open. So it's going to be cutting for black acrylic now based on their settings. And you can see that easy set panel right here. You can see that same exact one you just selected. And let's say we don't want that much power. We want it to be a little bit less. We'll click on this. And let's say we like this one more. We'll click on this one here. And as you can see, the speed has now increased, which is going to cut it a little bit lighter and not throw off as much burn. So you can do that, super easy to change, and then the recommended value is going to have this perforated edge on it, so you can always go back to that if you want to. And then let's say you don't like any of those, you can customize your speed by dragging this up or down, or clicking in here and setting your own value. And then you can come right back here and change it again if you messed up. You can also lower your focus here. That makes it super easy. Hopefully this video showed you how easy the S1 is now to use to find settings in general. Like I said, the material that I used, I've never used before, and all I did was I went over here and I chose Baltic Birch, and then I clicked on my settings here, went to the easy set panel, and then I just selected this one right here from the list, and it was good to go. It worked perfect. Like I said, I could probably go a little bit faster on the speed with this material. I could probably increase that to 7 to get a little bit less char, and then I'll be good to go. That's how easy it is to change your settings and to get a reference point. Before, you would print like an entire test material grid out. Took 20 minutes per sheet of material or more, depending on how slow the settings are. This just is super simple, easy point and click. Whatever settings you want, we can go back to default again, and then we're good to go. We just hit framing. We frame the wood in the material. We hit process, and we print, and we're good to go. That's how easy the S1 or any of xTool's lasers are now with their new software. I am super impressed with the new software. I'm happy that they did this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, found some use out of this, and we will be doing that other xTool deep dive into the beta software in the next video. Other than that, we'll catch you guys in the next one.